different possibilities. Then I will join the different groups you have. Then at the end of the class, the group members can share what they have, so that I can look at what everyone has, just in case I do not have groups of one. I will create the rooms, yeah, so that everyone is actually there, yeah. Looked at the case. So what are some of the layers you came up with from your groups? Yes, Waberu.
So, okay, we had 7 layers. So using the in-depth approach. So we had number 1. So it's like an onion. So from within is data. Then we have application. 3 is the host or the computer being used. Static, like so external traffic. Number 6 is the physical aspect of the organization, like how you protecting. Number 7 is policies, the procedures, and awareness. So the statements or the rules that you put in place in order to ensure security.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are some of the controls or safeguards you?
So for number 1, we looked at encryption. So encrypting data, the data that you have, so such as things like passwords, you have to encrypt those. And then the goal is to keep this, even though someone gets this data, they can't read it.
Okay.
Then number 2 is application. So force user password logins, basically have role-based access control for applications. So you can't access things like, let's say, control panel, things in control panel, like changing your IP, things like that. Be straight as password.
Okay.
Yeah. Then number 3 is the host. So for host, you can use an antivirus or any host intrusion detection systems. Yeah. So this is to prevent any attacks, direct attacks to the computer, be it, let's say, someone trying to brute force their way into the system, like trying different passwords here and there, or putting in a flash disk with a virus. Number 4 is the internal network. So internal network is using VLANs for internal, so they have different networks, but they can share the same data.
Okay. Access control across the VLANs.
Yeah.
yeah, access control for both confidentiality and integrity at different levels. For example, billing tariffs and who's allowed to change them. The policy and rules functions. How credible are they? Segregation also in terms of what the finance department compared to what the IT department can do in terms of what they can access. One is about the content, one is about charges for the content. So they might not necessarily have access to the content. Yeah. So anything else? Anything else?
I continue.
Yes,
Someone else.
one or someone else can help.
Okay. In your notes, I continue. Yeah. So okay, let me just continue. So number 5 is the perimeter. So this helps intrusion detection systems. So basically to control traffic getting into the intranet, or anything coming from the external network, the internet. Number 6 is physical. So this is the more hands-on perspective. So using key cards, anything that will control the physical access to the premises.
Okay. The network perimeter bit is also very important because you look at this case, we have essentially three or four separate networks. We have the internal network. We have publicly accessible web and mail servers, which means we have a DMZ, which also means our layered approach to security will be a bit different. We will have shallow, for lack of a better word, or not very stringent packet filtering from the internet into our internal network, because if we have publicly accessible web and mail servers, then that means this should not have so many restrictions. So we have a DMZ with very little security. The idea is to have availability more at that point. But we will all more stringent rules coming into the intranet or the internal network directly. So at that point, we probably can have a second firewall, assuming the first one is simply a network translation route. So we could have our firewalls at the second level. We could have redundant firewall for availability. We could have firewalls that are sequential in nature for enhanced security. These two firewalls will probably not belong to the same vendor, just so that we avoid vendor-specific vulnerabilities. Yeah. If we have teleworkers, then we should have provisions for VPN-based access. Yeah. So we could have multiple controls within the same layer, looking at different of security at that point. Yeah. So what you can do is I can get a representation of what you have from each group. So I can have an individual from each group send me a representation of what they have. I will review them, suggestions and corrections, then I can share them generally with everyone so that you can view the different perspectives. Yeah? Now, the defense in-depth approach is a bit more flexible. So there is no right or wrong answer. You can have very many perspectives to the same thing. The idea is to have complementary security at different levels and to always try and improve security at different levels. Yeah? Okay, so I think we can stop there. I will look at what you send me, probably give you feedback before the next class. Then we can look at access control so that we can make it a bit more complex. We can use the same case, but at this level, we look at what aspects of access control can we have at what levels. Yeah. Okay, so you can indicate your names and admission numbers. Then you can stop there. I can take any questions that you might have as well. Yes, we could have IPsec implementation for perimeter levels if we want to have enhanced security. Then we can tunnel or the transport mode so that the encapsulation of data is either done for the entire packet or just the application layer level data. So yes, we could have IPsec implementation as well as an additional layer of security. So unless you have any questions, I will stop there and end the class. So you're free to leave. Sorry, I took a bit more of your time.